Emmy-nominated American Morning. CNN, weekdays 6 Eastern.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture accepts the resignation of an employee after a video surfaced showing her telling an audience that she withheld assistance to a white farmer because of his race. Let's listen to what she told the NAACP.
I'm struggling with the fact that so many black people have lost their farmland, and here I was faced with having to have a white person save their land. So I didn't give him the full force of what I could do. I did enough.
Well, does that video tell the whole story? Joining us now on the phone from Albany, Georgia, is Shirley Sherrod herself. Thanks for being with us this morning, Shirley.
Thank you.
You say that this was part of a story and that it was part that was spliced enough to show you in a bad light, that this isn't the whole story. Will you finish for us how this ended?
Okay, I was speaking to that group like I've done many groups, and I tell them about a time when I thought the issue was race and race only. And I tell them the story of how I worked with a white farmer back in 1986. I was not working for the Department of Agriculture. I was working with a nonprofit organization assisting farmers throughout South Georgia and the Southeast. And this farmer came to me for help. I was telling the story about how working with him helps me to see that the issue is not about race. It's about those who have versus those who do not have. And I tell how I took him to a lawyer who I thought would help him. In the end, that lawyer didn't. In the end, I had to frantically look for a lawyer because when when the courts lifted the injunction against USDA in May of 1987, this white farmer was one of 13 that was foreclosed on by the state of Georgia. I had to frantically find a lawyer who would file a Chapter 11 to stop the foreclosure. He couldn't, at that time we had Chapter 12.
Yes, but wait, let me just get back really quickly. You said you didn't give him the full force of what you could do. You said you did enough, and then you referred to the race of the lawyer as well, saying that perhaps because the lawyer was white that he would help him. So what did you mean by that?
Well, what I meant was I didn't know anyone else, but I thought I didn't know another lawyer at that time who was local, who knew something about Chapter 12, but I thought if I took him to a white lawyer, he would definitely do all that he could to help save his farm.
Well, Ms. Sherrod, let's make it clear, though, that this happened 24 years ago. You eventually worked with this white farmer. You eventually became friends, you say, with the farmer and his wife. So the question I have is, when the U.S. Department of Agriculture came to you and said you have to step down, why didn't you just say, wait a minute, you don't know the full story. Here's the full story. Why should I step down?
I did say that. But for some reason, the stuff that Fox and the Tea Party does is scaring the administration. I told them, get the whole tape and look at the whole tape. And look at how I tell people we have to get beyond race and start working together.
Maybe many people at home might be thinking, well, if you're recounting an old story, why did you succumb to pressure to step down? Why didn't you fight this?
If I tried to fight it and didn't have any support from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, what would I do?
Let me ask you this. Did you talk to the NAACP about it? Because I just want to read for our audience what Ben Jealous, the president, said. He said, referring to you and this surfacing of the tape, her actions were shameful. While she went on to explain in the story, she ultimately realized her mistake, as well as the common predicament of working people of all races. She gave no indication she'd attempted to right the wrong she had done to this man. And the reaction from many in the audience is disturbing. This is from Ben Jealous. Did you try to clarify with the NAACP your story?
No, I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone. All of this was happening so fast. And it's unfortunate that the NAACP would make a statement without even checking to see what happened. This was 24 years ago. And I'm telling a story to try to unite people with that now.
Well, certainly you coming out and telling your story now takes it to a different level, and obviously we're going to keep following this. It's good to get your side of it. Shirley Sherrod, former Agriculture Department official, thanks for joining us.